up? What's up, y'all? Lazy back again. I'm on the road with these videos. Yes, I am. You might hear my microwave in the background. Got some clam chowder in there. Anyway, I decided to do today's Saturday, tomorrow Sunday, football Sunday, so I'm prepping before. But I decided to do some beef ribs. Well, not necessarily beef ribs. I got some beef riblets. I got some flanken style ribs, which are beef ribs sliced sideways. And also I got a chuck steak, just to have another piece of meat to smoke. So I'll show you those right now. So like, subscribe, and let's do it. All right, guys, this video is a little bit out of order. And the reason why is because right when I was going to start recording, one of my good friends called. And so I didn't want to get off the phone. So I just took pictures to use stills. So that's why some of this video is just going to be used with still pictures. But now I'm off the phone, and this is where I'm at now. So anyway, let's back up. So you should have saw the picture of all these stuff where they were packaged. These two right here are the beef chuck riblets from Walmart that I've done before. This one, and that one is the flanken style ribs, and that's the chuck steak. And so as you can see, I've already seasoned them. And I guess you'll see that next. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna organize this. But anyway, these are all seasoned up, both sides. And what I'm gonna do is put these in the fridge and just let them ride out until tomorrow. So they'll get the marinade. Dry brine is what we call it. And I may flip the flanken style steaks and the chuck steak occasionally just to let both sides get some air. The beef ribs just have a membrane under the bottom, which I did season it, but I'm not too worried about that side. So I'm just gonna leave those meat side up and just let these ride out until tomorrow, so I can finish the rest of my day, do what I gotta do today, and then tomorrow this part will already be done. So this is where we are. Gonna let these dry brine, and we'll be back tomorrow with the miracle of time in a flash. All right, guys, it is the next day by the miracle of time. Your boy looking a little better. Got a haircut. I'll cut it myself. Fresh and clean. So the beef riblets, flanken style ribs, and chuck steaks have all been dry brining overnight. So I'm going to show you those now, and then we'll go out to the pellet grill and get that started. It's Sunday football. Let's do it. All right, folks, here are our ribs and riblets. We got our riblets right here, our flanken style ribs, and our chuck steak. They've dry brined overnight. I guess it's been, maybe 18 hours, I would say, since I seasoned them. And as you can see, that moisture was kind of poured out of the meat, which is going to make them a little more tender. They look dry, but they're not dry. They're just brine, I guess, dry brine. So this is what we got. I'm going to let them come up to room temperature while I get my pellet grill ready. All right, folks, so we got our meat on the pellet grill. This is my Pitmaster Q3 Meyer Mixon brand that was made about 8 or 9 years ago. But I love it. I tell the story every time. I'm not going to tell it this time. Just watch my other videos about how I got the grill and why I love it so much. So anyway, got the riblets in the back, flanken style right here, chuck steak right here. An onion on there for aroma that I cut in half. I just tend to do that. I like the little aroma that it kind of gives to the meat, even though the meat has onion powder on it. So I'm going to let these run at 225 today. And I'm going low and slow since I have the time to do it. And with these pellet grills, this one particularly, I got it set at 225, and it's going to fluctuate. It might get up to like 242, 243, and it might get down as low as 210, maybe even 200. It just kind of fluctuates like that sometimes. So, but it'll average 225, and we're going to let it go for 3 hours. I'll probably maybe spritz it every hour. I'm going to just check on them and see what they look like. With just a little mixture I got with just a little bit of apple cider vinegar and a lot of water. Not apple cider, I'm sorry. I ran out of apple cider, so I got red wine vinegar, but I know that's a little bit strong, so I just use a little bit and a lot of water just to give it a little twang, a little moisture. So I'll probably rotate this meat throughout the cook, and I'll be back shortly. All right, guys, we are an hour and almost 30 minutes in. I had to run out and run an errand, and that's the cool thing about having a pellet grill is that, you can set it and forget it, not have to worry about it, run errands or do whatever on a long cook. Now, I wouldn't run away from the house and leave it going if I'm cooking hot and fast, like 350 or higher, just because I don't trust technology like that. And I don't want to burn my house down or my neighbor's house. So, anyway, I'm doing low and slow, so I can do that. So, here we are. Those beef ribs looking pretty good. These Flanken style ribs are looking excellent. This chuck steak is actually looking pretty good, too. I've never done a chuck steak. Some people might cook those hot and fast. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments how you do chuck steak, but I'm trying it this way. So, I might spritz it just a little bit with this mixture I told you about, with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, mostly water, just to get a little bit of moisture on these pieces. And I'll probably rotate them as well. Just to kind of move them around the grill, different hot spots. So I'll probably just rotate them every hour and just let them go. So we're in hour 2. We got to get to hour 3 and then we'll wrap. All right, guys, we are 3 hours in and we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Just touching them a little bit. And they are a little tender. This one's a little tug. We got our ribs here. Those did a little tough as well, but it's all good because our next step is to wrap. So I got some foil already ready for my first wrap, and I'm gonna take each of these. I might wrap all of the Flanken style ribs together, and then maybe wrap that. And I'm gonna pour a little bit of. I didn't have any beef broth, but I did have some beef bouillon cubes. So I got some hot water, melted one of those down right here, and let that cool off a little bit in the fridge, and that'll work just fine. So I'm gonna put each of these in foil, double layer. I'm gonna pour that beef bouillon in there, that beef broth, I guess is what it is now, and put them back on the grill for probably another 2 hours. I might let them go another 2 hours wrap, and then they should be good and tender by the end. So, but these are looking amazing. I can't wait to try those ribs. Well, I've had them before, of course, but I can't wait to eat them again. So this is where we are, 3 hours in. We're about to wrap. Throw them back on the grill, guys. Just to show you a little bit with this first wrap I'm doing. Just gonna pour the bouillon just kind of around the side a little bit, but not a whole lot. So about right there. And guys and gals, just to show you with the ribs, riblets, I'm going meat side down. That way they can kind of bask in that broth a little bit and get tenderized. So just wanted to show you that really quick. All right, y'all. So here's my wrapped meat. And I know it looks like a 3-year-old did it, but I never claimed to be the best rapper. So that's what we got. So anyway, as long as the job is done, the job is done. They're wrapped, and they're going to be good. So I'm going to let these go for probably another 2 hours. I'm not in a crazy rush to eat. We got football on. My Rams are playing, so I don't mind watching the game. And just going to let these go for another couple hours. Now, I did have a fire drill, and I'm going to close the grill down and tell you about that. What's up, guys? I'm in my backyard. So like I said, I had a fire drill earlier that I forgot to tell you guys about. And what happened was probably about in the second hour, between hour 2 and 3 of the cook, I looked outside and I saw this dirty smoke coming from the grill, and it was reading at 185 degrees. And I already knew what the problem was, so I got my hot gloves and ran out, cut the grill off. Took off the grate and the shield, and I saw that the hopper was full of pellets and they were on fire. And what happens with this grill, it's an older grill. It seems like when I cook, and I forgot about this, but when I cook around like 225 or below, the grill seems to fluctuate. And it seems like when it fluctuates down to the lower end, like around 200 or 190, the pellets seem to feed faster than it can burn, and I always end up. This is, I think, the second time it's happened, but you know, when it does that, I guess maybe it's just the something's off with the grill. It's an older grill. It's almost like about 8 or 9 years old. So maybe when the temperature gets low like that, it just doesn't burn the pellets well, and they end up getting stacked up and starts to get a bunch of smoke. So I raised the temperature up to 250 in that between the second and third hour. And that's what I've been cooking at. Actually, it happened really about maybe an hour and a half in. That's when it happened. And then the second hour and a half, I had the grill at 250. That's what happened. So I've been at 250. which means, and it actually holds the temperature pretty good at 250. It's got up to about 258. It hadn't really been much lower than 250, so the grill cooks good at 250. So I got to remember that going forward. No cooking under 250 on this pellet grill. But anyway, if that does happen to you, if your grill malfunctions and you get a bunch of pellets in the hopper there on fire, what I do is, like I was saying, what I do is cut the grill off, turn the power off, get your hot gloves or whatever to protect your hands, and take off your grate, take off your heat shield so you see the hopper. And what I did was I just got a metal cup, no plastic or anything because it's going to probably burn through the plastic because the pellets are so hot. I got a metal cup and I got a large spoon. I just scooped all the pellets out. Well, actually, you know what? I poured some water in there first, just a little bit of water to put out the flame. And when you pour water on sawdust, I don't know if you know what happens, but it kind of starts to balloon and expand, like something. I can't remember what else does that when you put water on it. So once it does that, I get the spoon. I scooped all of those wet pellets and mush out. Then I just got a paper towel and I just went in there and just kind of wiped off all the moisture and all the little wet sawdust that's kind of gunked up in there. I took all of that out, and then I just put. Actually, I didn't put the heat shield back on. I just turned the grill back on, turned it to 250, and then once I see that the pellets are starting to burn good, then I put everything back on, closed the grill down. I got back up to 250. No issues. So that's how I solved that problem. Just something to keep in mind. So it's been 2 hours wrapped, and I've taken the meat off the grill, and I'm going to leave it wrapped and let it rest for maybe like 20, 30 minutes. Still not really hungry, but I'm going to let it rest. Let them juices flow. Let the cooking kind of slow down, and then I'll unwrap them, and we'll see what we got. But it smells good, so I know it's going to taste good. I'm excited. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so here's our finished product. I let them rest for about 30 minutes in the foil. I took them out the foil. And man, when I say all of this is so tender, oh my gosh. So we got the beef chuck riblets from Walmart. Well, that's all from Walmart. That chuck steak. And them Flanken style ribs, and they are bussin'. Man, they are bussin'. I need a good picture of this for YouTube. Yeah. So anyway, man, so just to recap, I seasoned these yesterday, let them dry brine in the fridge, uncovered. Put them on my pellet grill at 225 for about an hour and a half. My grill malfunctioned. Cranked the temperature up to 250. So they cooked at 250 for another hour and a half. So 3 hours cooked. I wrapped them and let them cook at 350 for 2 hours wrapped. Brought them in, let them rest, and this is what we got. So, guys, just look at that. Man, look at that. You can't tell me that does not look good. So I'm really curious to try this chuck steak because it's a chuck steak. Maybe you should cook it hot and fast. I don't know. You guys tell me how to cook chuck steak. I never had a chuck steak, but I do want to taste a piece of this. I'm gonna cut a piece of that, taste that, and then maybe cut a piece of this too and taste that. But it just looks so good. Man, look at that. So all right, guys, I got a piece of this chuck steak, and let me see. This is what it looks like. I cut it with a knife, but I really didn't have to because it's so tender. But anyway, let's just try this thing. I'm just curious to see what it tastes like, so let's try it. That's good. That's good. Well seasoned. It kind of gives me pot roast vibes. I won't lie. But it's very good, though. It's very good. Tastes a lot like a pot roast to me. With a little smoke. But it's very good. It's very good in season. So I recommend a chuck steak. I think I'm gonna try one hot and fast one day, but this way it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let's see what else. All right, guys. Next we got a piece of the beef chuck riblet, and I'm looking forward to it. So I just cut off a little piece of this. That's what it looks like. And let's try it out. Let's see what we got. Mm. That's good. That's good. It kind of gives me ribeye vibes a little bit. I don't know if the truck riblets come from the ribeye or if those are the beef back ribs. I think the beef back ribs come from the ribeye cut, the prime rib cut. I don't know if the chuck riblets don't, but this is very good. Very good. I know the Flanken style ribs are the beef ribs, so I won't try those on camera. But if you see these beef chuck riblets at Walmart, I recommend you check them out. Check them out. Buy them. Smoke them low and slow. You can wrap them or not wrap them, but you got to go low and slow with them because if not, they'll cook so fast. They'll get hard. They'll get burnt and shrivel up. Don't ask me how I know. But I know. So low and slow. Anyway, I'm going to finish this up. Watch some more football. Thanks for support my video. Like, share, subscribe. Beef riblets, Flanken style ribs, chuck steak. And that's it, man. So thank you guys, as always, for your support. And I'm out. And I'm sorry, guys. I thought the video was over, but it wasn't. I cut off a piece of this Flanken style rib. When I say this is amazing, oh my gosh. It's basically a beef rib, but just cut sideways. So you see those bones? But man, when I say this thing is good, I'm going to take a bite just on camera just because I have to. It's so good. These Flanken style ribs, I'll just cook these by themselves. So if you see these at the store, get them. At Walmart, get them. Anyway, I'm signing out now. Thanks you guys for your support. I'm out of here.